All right. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for just for waiting. Sometimes YouTube wants to be your friend. Sometimes it doesn't, but it is all working now, and I'm glad you guys are here. So thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate it. We're going to dive into what's new today. So this should be a lot of fun. As you can see right on the schedule, thought I'd dive right into, obviously, what's happening with these lovely folks. And if you were here yesterday, you would have seen some fun alien wildlife biologist character design, which was super cool. I watched that with Chris Blackstock. He's continuing it today at 9:30, so that'll be pretty awesome. We also have mobile app design in XD with Rebecca Ferguson. So that's Monday and Tuesday. I thought it was really cool seeing Chris Blackstock work. It's pretty awesome. So yes, so I'm glad you guys are here, and welcome. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this fine Tuesday. All right. Also, next up, what do we have but Wednesday and Thursday, underwater photo compositing with Shaylin Wallace, which will be really cool as well. So we'll check a look at all these people's portfolios really fast, kind of click through them, and then we'll get into news. So if that works for you, let's take a look, huh? How about that? I mean, because I already have them pulled up. And again, we just like to give a shout out to all these wonderful people that, spend some of their time. They put a lot of hard work into creating content, and we want to make sure we give them a shout out. And again, you can see Chris Blackstock's character, theblackstock.com, as you can see right here. It's kind of what he was working on yesterday, which is super cool. So check out Chris. Fergie as well with UX UI design, as you saw. Hello, Marsha. I see you there. Kellen Barwal as well. Bliss, good to see you. Bruce. Sean, awesome. So that's today and tomorrow. Then again, like I said, Shaylin Wallace. Let's take a look. Surreal artist doing some underwater fun work. Kind of like what I would say is like depicted right here. So I don't know what's fully in store, but it should be around sort of this sort of thing, which again has to be pretty tough, like getting that light bouncing off their skin, which I think would be tricky. And then adding some other layers on top of that to make sure it has that depth of water. So Shaylin should be pretty cool. Here's a little fishy, like a little fishy just hanging out, little goldfish, just wandering through the woods, like they do. So that should be pretty good, and I'm looking forward to it. Ton of other work too. Again, you can kind of spend all day looking at her stuff. So that's what Wednesday and Thursday are for. Check out our work and see how it's done as well. And then we have package design with Kimmy J, whose Kimmy was just live streaming actually. So here's Kimmy's work. As you may know, she actually does a lot of Illustrator, so I think it's going to be fun to see her do some package design, right? And I think that's what you have to sort of be as a designer. I think Kimmy is has her own business or is freelance basically. She can clarify, but yeah, you gotta be flexible. And that's what I think she is. Of course, I'm drawn to the skull here. This cat with this bird, just amazing. I think her work's awesome. So that'll be fun to do some package design. That's right, it's a skull. All right, you guys get the idea. Let's dive into news now. All right, everybody. I do love skulls. Is that weird? I don't know. You know what? It's fine. I also want to go to the Day of the Dead. So, anybody want to join me and go to Day of the Dead in Mexico? That'd be cool. And what you can see right here, subscriptions, you guessed it. Now, this is just almost like pre-beta. But we're going to start providing subscriptions on Behance. Okay, so I can post this link just so you can kind of take a quick look and read up on the Q&A. What's most important here as I paste this into chat is the link that you're going to find in here. Who can offer a subscription on Behance? And actually, let's even go back to subscriptions. Okay, so you have who can offer. So basically in this first one, this is where you'll sign up to be considered to offer subscriptions on Behance. How does it work? So basically this is it. Subscriptions give you access to premium projects, live streams, or source files that the creators make available to their subscribers. So just like subscription services on other creative platforms. So yeah, so you could financially support your favorite creators, buy them a cup of coffee, if you will. So that's pretty cool. Cool. Let me know. Yeah. So, yeah, let me know if anybody in chat, has been whitelisted to have subscriptions. I think Ryan Selvey is one because they show his work. So just, yeah, let me know. Let me know. So, and there's multiple places to subscribe. You guys get the idea. You can subscribe to your favorite artists, get premium content, and that's pretty darn cool. And you have the link, so you can sign up to be considered, which again, I think is pretty cool. Not me, got nothing to offer. Sean, same. What do I got to offer? What do I have to offer that isn't already free? Same for you, Sean, probably. Like, everything I offer is already free. But again, I think, you know, you shouldn't have to be a starving artist is the short of it, right? You should get paid to do this. Okay, so Kimmy and Wade both offer subscriptions. Awesome. Sarah Mapes, good to hear. Like Patreon. Yeah. Shinobu, good to hear. So that's the deal there. You guys get the idea. The rest of, I mean, this is kind of filed under news, but also kind of filed under resources. Oh, did I was not even sharing my screen there, was I? There we go. Okay, so this is what I just pasted in chat. And right in here, you can see this is the link that you will go to. Also, how the subscriptions work is right under here. So go to that link. You guys get the idea. Check it out. And yeah, you know, get your lunch paid for at least. Jeez. All right. Let's move on. The rest of this, I've kind of filed under news, but basically these are also like resources because it's kind of a light news day. And I don't think, you know, if there's not a lot of news, don't make up stuff. But let's talk about resources. And Fonts in Use is a fantastic resource. So I'm going to cover a couple of resources for you. Oh, yeah. One of them is Fonts in Use, which is awesome. And the second one is Designspiration. So here's two to keep in mind, and I'm going to share them with you right now. So Fonts in Use, this is where you're like, hey, is there a typeface? So if I decide I'm going to be using, geez, what's that? Croquet? Is that right? Croquet? I wonder if it's even in here. Typefaces. Okay, so it's not in here. Shame on them. Let's try a search. I don't even know how to spell it, but Coquette, is that right? There we go. This is what I'm looking for. Looking for this font because maybe I want to use it as part of a brand. Olive Garden rebranded like a year or two ago, and their logo is literally the Coquette font. So it was like, how long did it take the designer? So the designer kind of got picked on because they just used a font out of the box for the logo, by the way. Same thing Chantil Solier did. But I think this is cool, not only for the searching, but also kind of what's under these different topics as well. So if you are building something, so Kimmy J is going to be working on packaging. If the packaging is for entertainment or an event, right, you can kind of see what fonts are being used for events in this case. And it's just a great resource. That's all. That's all I got for you. Cool. No Comic Sans. By the way, yeah, I would love to see somebody using Comic Sans. Like, seriously, I like the antagonist that's like gonna use Comic Sans. Like, forget everybody else. Hey, there's no such thing as a bad font, just like bad uses of that font. And the creator of that font can thank everybody else who used it wrong for ruining the font. All right, so fonts in use is awesome. Next up, of course, we have Behance, right? Check that out all the time. There's also other places, designspiration.com. And again, I can paste that in there, but also you can read if I can get it pasted in there, right? Okay. Well, anyways, there it is. There's the link. But this is another resource, just like Pinterest, right? Just like Behance. Because I think for me, I start to see some repeated content on Pinterest. And it's probably due to my searching. But here's just another place to get inspired. You don't know what's going to jump out at you. Like, oh, of course I love colorful things like this. Jump in here, save it, and consider these colors for a future project. That's all. Your college teacher despised Comic Sans. Joanna, I think I feel like it's kind of cool to not like Comic Sans, and that bothers me. Because again, there's nothing wrong with the font. You just use it poorly, right? And even bad fonts, what are they? They're just an example. They're a good use. They're a good example of a bad font. So you could even use a horribly designed font as a good example of a bad font. So there's always a use through that little loophole I just mentioned, right? So again, pretty cool. You have those two resources as well, Designspiration, fonts in use, right? And I think today, if there is a theme, it's all around inspiration, right? Sort of getting inspired by branding and by portfolios as well. So let's move on. Hey, why not? Couple other things, since we'll kind of jump into fun stuff since I'm sharing links, right? And we'll get more into inspiration because I have plenty of really cool portfolios to show you guys. Yeah, you could. Oh, thank you, Marsha. You could use a good font badly as well. And again, that's what happened in Comic Sans, if you ask me. It's like, you know what? It came installed on Windows machines as part of like a comic tutorial. So that's how it ended up on everybody's system. So when people looked on their system, the most interesting font they found for their party flyer was Comic Sans because it wasn't boring like the others. So they considered. So scroll this. We give away a lot of free stuff just for fun, and we make fun games. This is called Scroll This. I will do my best to get this pasted in, and it might be too long. Darn it, that's the problem. Okay, so if this ever happens, again, I guess pro tip, you can see I got this from Design Taxi. Anytime there's an ampersand, you could chop off that ampersand. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going through, chopping off that ampersand, and that's how you shorten a URL. Okay, now I should be able to hopefully paste it in there. And boom, boom, there you go. Got it pasted in, and now Adobe doesn't know where I got this link. But this is a PDF. It's called Scroll This, a PDF activity book. If you're home, you're bored, you have a catchphrase, crossword, idiom, illustration, small biz, libs, AM to PM maze, and then you have the answers at the end. So again, just a fun game that you can check out. Fill in the business blanks below with fill and sign, right? So you'd actually use fill and sign as PDF, and then here's some of the hints. Drinks with coworkers, that's too easy. Happy hour. They always go the extra mile. Let's take this offline, right? Super easy. Getting up to speed on what I missed while I was out. So again, just a fun link. That's why it's filed under fun. Somebody posted a leaflet, 3-door using Comic Sans and clip art. Needless. I don't know. There's something endearing. Like I wanna like it ironically, Leah. Sorry, I was giving you away some of the answers. Sorry, Sean. Oops. That happens. Okay. I'm going to get into a pro tip too, real fast. We've done some fun stuff. And, oh, darn it, the link does not work. Anyways, if you just, I'm so sorry. Search for Scroll This PDF Activity Book, if you don't mind. I'm so sorry. I don't know why that link's not working. I pasted it in. I used the same link. I'm sorry. But we'll get it to you some way. Okay. All right. The link does not work. How come it works for me? Paste. Boom. Might be an issue with the chat sort of interpreting it weird. So if you just follow me on Twitter, I will go ahead, and this is just a selfish way. Using Acrobat. There you go. Pasting it in, it's just a tweet. You guys saw me do that. Just go ahead and click on that link right there. And you can get it through Twitter, because I think chat's doing something weird. Or Discord, yeah, sure. Fantastic. You guys got it. Let's move on. Let's talk about, again, I'm going to get into a quick pro tip. I throw everything at you guys, don't I? There's community substance materials. I've been working a lot on like 3D. And you would think that you would have to maybe pay for the 3D offering to get all these really cool materials. And you know what? Or to make your own, but you don't necessarily need to. So let me do that really fast. And I will paste this into chat. Hopefully this is okay, but let me switch screens. Jabon. These are all free. So pro tip / free stuff, a bunch of free awesome textures. If you need something for a 3D project, I think this is super cool. They're made by the community, so this is awesome. substance3d.adobe.com/community-assets. Thank you. Excuse me. Thanks, Sam, for helping me out. You're too kind. But I tried that link, so paste that in there. You're going to give these a wonderful file. Look at these. Hey, why not get some lava up in your business, right? Or solar tiles, right? Click. It's going to download that SBSAR, that substance material. Launch dimension. And go ahead and use it. So that's the sort of how that works. Give me 1 second. Let's just grab a cube. Let's see if we can import. Place material on selection. So that's what I'm doing. Go to File, Place Material on Selection. There's the crusty lava, right? I don't know why I picked that, but boom, there you have it. This wonderful lava material. Again, that's free for you coming from the community. And make sure you guys know about that. Cool. All right, I'm always down to the last 2 minutes, and I never have enough time, do I? That's okay. I could always post these out there. I will leave you. I just kind of wanted to. I had all these awesome portfolios. I'm going to leave you with this one that's going to look very, kind of plain. But since Kimmy's talking about package design, I think this is important. This is how you need to do branding, right? This is how I need to do branding. May seem straightforward enough, but it's so well executed. And I'll leave you with this wonderful branding where they've defined all the colors and really how to put together a project on Behance, which I think is pretty cool. So you never know when you need some good lava, right? You never know. You know, honestly, like you get into like something really specific. You're like, oh, do I have to make this? No, just go grab the material. But again, it may seem kind of boring. Some people would call it boring, but it's so well executed that I think it's just a fantastic project. So there are more, but again, just follow me on all the social medias. Thanks for your patience too in getting started. You know, YouTube's like, nah. YouTube was like late in getting up today. Like, oh, I guess I gotta go to work. You know, Mr. YouTube. Maybe got stuck in traffic. I have no idea. Thanks, Tim, Keita, Sam, Kellen, Michelle, everyone. You guys are fantastic. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And I'll see you guys later. And look for me online later on as well. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.